Okay. This is our Google Hangout on air for Family 445. I'm Krista Collins, and Lisa Jackson's my partner. And we're going to be doing
Hi.
a code of ethics, the case studies. So that's what we're. Okay.
Okay. So,
Did you get the invitation to the Google Doc?
let me look here. Let's see.
Okay.
Okay, I'm getting all these screens here. Hold on a second here.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Let
I
me
do.
close this out here. Hold on a second. I'm going to close out some things here.
Okay, I'm going to copy the case study onto our Google Docs so we don't have to keep going back to it.
Okay. Yeah, I printed mine out just because,
I'm
same.
having issues with my printer. I'm having issues with the computer, so I'm.
Yeah, you're fine. Oh, I understand.
Oh my God. Okay.
So let me go into docs here. Let's see.
Oops.
Can you hear my dog?
Barely. She's totally fine.
Barely.
Or whatever.
All right, let's see. I guess I need to go into my email to open it up first, or because I'm in Google Docs, but I don't see it.
I shared it with you.
You know what? I think I have to go into my email first. Accept it. Okay, let me go in there really fast here. Hold on a
No,
second.
you're good.
My son, when he gets home, he plays the piano. My dog goes in there right away and starts singing with him.
Singing. My dog is sleeping over here on the couch, and
that's fun. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Oh shoot! I have to go into Gmail. Hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no! It's a Google thing, so I have to go into.
Okay.
I have to go into Gmail anyways. Let's see. Oh. Let's see. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I doubt she's gonna watch this whole entire thing.
I would think really a boring thing to watch.
We could do a song and dance for you, Sister Buswell, if you're at this point.
I don't even know if I'm on. Am I on? I can't even see myself.
I don't know. I'm reading other things. Yeah, I can see you.
Oh, you can? Okay.
Yeah, but I'm on the Google Docs now, so.
Let me get into my Gmail. Hold on.
Okay. So we have to identify the relationships in each of the things, and then we have to do the application of our principles. So that's in our code of ethics. So, and then we do the identification of contradictions and tensions, identification of possible solutions, and selection of actions.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Here's the invitation. Okay. Hold on a second. Okay, opening. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so you pasted it all on here. Good. Okay. So, so we need to, so we start with,
Case 1, does it have a number? I don't think it does, but.
Let me hear. It's case study. It's called Culture and Gender Issues in the Early Childhood Classroom. That's the name of the case study.
Well,
so are we writing this?
I'll put it right here.
Okay. Whoops. Okay. There you go. You got it. Good.
Let me make it black because it's. There we go.
Okay. Good. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is identify the relationships. Okay. So the relationships here, you've got your mother and your son, and you've got the father, right? Those are the important relationships in this. There's no other.
No, it's just the mom, dad, and the son.
Right. There's the mom. There's the mom and the son.
Right.
And then the dad, the father, he doesn't have a whole lot, but he's the one that. He's definitely the
authority.
He's definitely the authority, right? He's definitely the decision maker.
Well, in the relationship between the father and the mother, because obviously the mother's very lets her husband run things. Like she doesn't second Hammer.
So, okay, so looking at step 1, it says identify important relationships in the situation using the educator role as the primary focal point. So, are they saying that, I'm trying to figure this out. What is it really?
Well, it says down there, okay, what is the primary caring relationship the educator needs to address in this case? Examples: educator to family member, educator to group, educator to another staff person.
Okay, here it is. Okay, yeah.
So it would be
Needs to address in this case.
Educator with the dad and the educator with the mom.
Right. And educator with the
yeah,
as well.
Okay.
So that would be so do we
field.
Okay, so we want to Okay, so what is this first one here though? Identify important relationships in the situation. Okay, wait. What is what is the relational field? What are all potential relationships in the case? And then what is the primary caring relationship the educator needs to address? Wouldn't they both be the same? What are all potential relationships? That's the father, the mother, and the son. Would those both be the same?
It says in this optional reading, the relational ethics approach provides a starting place for understanding relationships as the context for making ethical decisions. This perspective allows for a careful examination of the multiple relationships that parent and family life educators encounter as a step towards applying those principles. Parent and family life education professionals also see it as a guide for action.
Okay.
Immediate state of relationships, general principles for caring.
Relations ethic introduction. You're looking at.
It's the same answer to both questions, unless I'm missing something.
That's what I'm. Okay. Okay. Here. Okay. If you go down to. Okay. Okay. So.
Okay.
Okay. So Okay. Here we go. On the optional reading, it says steps 1. The
what page?
You see that?
Oh, sorry. I'm on my own document.
Yeah, that's okay. Do you want me to share this? Do you want me to screen share this? Or
tell me what page you're on.
It's on page...
You're at the bottom.
It's on page 5. Page 5 on steps 1. It says identify important relationships. It says the group identified that the important relationships were the mother, the father, and the child. Okay. The relationship with the mother and child are more established through their regular attendance at the class. The relationship with the father has been positive but limited to one home visit. The father appears to be the decision maker in the family, and maintaining a positive relationship with him will be important. Okay.
Okay.
So that, and that's kind of what we said.
It's like our relationship with the people, right? So we're not talking about between the mother and father and the child and the father. It's between us.
We're talking about our relationship.
Okay.
What is because we're not therapists or anything.
Right.
What is our role, right? Okay. So then, so definitely the big relationship is the mother.
So how do we do this without copying the answers? I'm like.
I think we do our own words.
So it's very important.
Step 1. Do we need to put step 1? Okay, identify relationships. Okay, so let's just say.
But it might just help to have it there for our own.
Yeah.
Thought. I don't know.
Yeah, and then we can, before we turn it in, we can look at the.
If we want, or
make sure our format is right. I think she said there was one. I don't know. I have to go look in the folder and see if there's a sample.
Let me see if there's.
Are you looking? I'm not looking at you at all. So.
I'm not either. I'm not looking. I mean, I'm not looking at myself, but I'm not looking at you either. Okay. Let me. I'll just go in here and just see ethics. Let's see, process of case studies. Oh, it just has the case studies on there.
There's no samples. She had said something in her screencast to bold something about the bolding the headings, make sure that we just identify the headings. So I think that's.
Well, it has on this identification of relationships.
Here, I'm going to look too.
Identification of principles, identification. It's on that thing I posted. I copied and pasted right there. Identification of relationships.
Where are you looking?
If you go back to the Google Docs.
On the doc? On the doc? Okay. Okay. Okay, so.
Right here.
Okay, identify the relationship. So we need to identify the important relationships. Okay. So we'll just start saying the relationships. There are several relationships here. I mean, yeah, there we go. There are several relationships that we, in this case, study to address. What do you think? Right. First is the relationship. Right. With the mother.
You want to start with the mother?
Yeah, with the mother and the son.
Do we want?
And let's see. You were very involved. We're very involved with the mother and the son because they attend these classes pretty regularly. Okay. I'm looking at.
Let's see. This is with the relationship with the mother and her son.
Mm-hmm. Then there's also the relationship with the father.
Them.
Right.
Because of what classes not see them. We interact.
Right, there you go.
Frequently because of the classes they attend.
And at the ECFE, if you want to call it that.
There.
I read that. Oh, yeah.
If you don't like it, I'm just like thinking, okay.
No, it's good.
Class attendance at the, what was it called?
ECFE.
Early Childhood Family Education.
Right. Yeah. We interact with them frequently because of their class attendance at the ES classes. Their attendance. Probably take class out.
Yeah. Sorry.
Go. That's why I just took it out.
Yeah. Okay.
Interact with their attendance at the ECFE classes. Then the other relationship, the other important relationship is with the father. Although our interaction with him has only been once. We've only had one home visit with him. I'm going to put a semicolon here.
Yeah, that's good.
Our interaction with him has been... Should we screen share this doc, or do you think it matters?
I wasn't thinking about her.
She's watching this, so should she be watching us work on this, or just talk?
Let me go back and read what it said. Let's see.
Obviously, you can tell we're working on it together, but I don't know if she wants us to actually watch it. Is it, you know what? Probably just leave it. Probably don't show this because...
Yeah, it just says recording your responses,
okay.
And then submitting the response to each case study to the instructor, one submission. If you select this option, both of you are actively involved in learning. So I think it's obvious that we're...
Leave it as it is. Okay.
Okay.
So
and one
interaction with him has been one in-home visit. Yeah.
Was how I can't remember. I got to read that again. What was it like? Let's see.
It was brief, and the dad. It is clear that only the father is going to speak with the parent educator, with only a brief hello from the mother. So, it was in the home. The dad did all the talking.
Right.
And the mom.
But he did say that the parent educator is treated respectfully and positively. The father said he's thankful his son is in the class and hopes he will continue to learn English, numbers, and letters.
He was
So it was a positive experience.
Yeah, it was a positive experience for the okay, in-home visit, which was, although our interaction with him has been one in-home visit, I'm going to go like this. I'm going to put a comma.
You're fine. I'm just throwing our idea out here.
It was a positive experience. Yeah.
Good.
There we go.
Okay, good.
That's perfect. Okay.
So that's good for step 1?
That's good for step 1. So we
why
can
does this seem a lot more complicated? It always does, though.
It always does. It always does.
I'm stressed out like, oh, and then it's way so
harder. We're making it so much harder than it is. Okay.
Okay, so the next step
is application of principles.
Your actual code.
Okay. So, so I was going through. Did you go through these? I don't know if you saw. I was kind of just going through these code of ethics. I printed it up because it was just easier. And she said not to just put the points that we need to actually write out the whole thing. Yeah. So so for instance, one of them, the first one I saw was the 1.3, I.3. I guess it's I. That's.
I respect cultural beliefs, backgrounds, and differences, and engage in practice that is sensitive to the diversity of child-rearing values and goals. Oh, you know what? Someone's at my door. I'll be right back.
I'll write this out, okay?
He just woke up and brought him down and put him on the couch. But he didn't touch. Just now woke up. So he fell asleep at 12:20 on we were on the other side of the so. You want to grab the granola bar up there? Where? In the basket. Up there. Look at my finger. Oh. And I'm recording, so don't do so weird. Yeah. Very good. Oh yeah, put that on in because it was a little chilly out there. There we go. Nice meeting No? Sunny? Sunny? Blue?
I'm going to ignore that.
Sorry, Lisa, the phone rang and then the door rang and the door rang and then the phone rang.
I totally understand. Totally fine. I know I'm ignoring my phone, so.
Okay.
You really need to get a hold of me on my cell.
I am back. Okay, yes, respect the cultural beliefs and diverse family values, including parents and other family members as partners in problem solving, And program environment that's safe and nurturing. Good.
I like that it to all family members, so it includes the
Yeah.
dad.
Exactly.
Those are ones that I just kind of, I don't know if you see any others. I was looking at part 2. I actually pulled up the ethics and I'm copying and pasting them, so it's faster than
That's
typing.
a great idea. Just unplugged you. Okay. I don't know if number 2 really.
Huh? Yeah. He wanted to go with you. I don't know. I don't know if anything applies. I was just looking. I'll just tell you what I wrote down, but I don't know if they really apply. I was just relationship with youth. I wrote 2.4, which was I will advocate for children and youth and their best interest at the time.
That's a good one.
With the parents and other families, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
okay.
I think so. So that's 2.4.
2.4. Okay. So 2.
We're not really dealing with staff.
No, we're not.
We don't have to deal with that part, I don't think.
Okay.
I will knowledge of community resources.
Then, let's see. And did you think that's the only one? There's 2.5. I will provide environments that are respectful of children and youth and sensitive to their development and individual needs. That's probably.
I was looking at that, but I don't know.
I don't think there's a developmental thing, but there's definitely. This is going to be an issue because you have to respect the culture.
I think we should still do 5.
Okay, then let's put it in. I'll copy. Let me copy and
Now,
paste.
my question is 2.6. I will support the right of all children and youth to have access to quality education, health, and community resources. So, don't we need, we're trying, they don't want them to play with the kitchen, but isn't that part of learning the English? I don't know.
It is, but because we're respecting culture, that's going to be a fine line.
I know.
For sure.
So do we put on there?
Maybe finding alternate. I think so. I wrote down 2.6 in my notes.
Oh, did you? Okay. Okay. That's what I was trying to figure out. I was like, okay, let's do that one.
Right on the same page. Okay, there it is, right there. Okay. Yeah, I think we're right on the same page.
But I don't think we have any community. I don't think we have any relationships with professional people. So I think we're good.
Is this I or 1? It's I, isn't it?
What? An I. Yeah, you're right. It is an I.
It's the I.
Yep. Okay. And that's 2 I's.
Okay.
Yay. Okay. Woohoo.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna delete this then.
Okay. There you go.
And then we'll bring up.
What was did they ask a question in that, Krista?
I'm sorry. What? Oh, I'll put it back. Let me see if I can put it back. Nope, I can't. Okay, let me go to the assignment because I just.
Oh, it just says which 3 to. Oh, it says which 3 to 4 are most relevant. How many did we write? Does it matter? It says in step 2, it says which are the 3 to 4 most relevant principles, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do you think that's?
Well,
do you think it matters that we have 7?
Good.
Huh?
I don't know. Let me see. It says. Oh, it says decide which principles may be relevant to guiding ethical behavior, and then are there any additional principles, and then which are the 3 to 4 most relevant principles. So I think we could put down everything that has to do with that, is what I'm understanding, and then pick out of those 3 to 4 most relevant. And then we need to say why.
Okay, so down at the bottom, underneath there then.
Okay.
Which do you think are the most, obviously, the culture one?
Yeah, that was my first thought. How do we want to write this? Let's see.
The 4, let's say the 4 most relevant principles to this case study are.
They're called principles. How come I thought they were called something else? Well, they are. I don't know what my problem is. Okay. The 4 most relevant ethical principles in this case study are. Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, that's right. Got it.
Okay. Whoops.
I love Google Docs.
Oh my gosh, what did I just do?
Oh, just push the arrow back here, and it'll undo it.
What arrow? Where's the arrow? Oh, there it is.
You see it?
Ugh,
Back there? There we go.
thanks. I did that when I was writing in one of the assignments. Oh, it was the 4:30 class. How we had to have all 9 of our workshop ideas in there.
Okay. We have,
And
yeah.
I pushed something and erased it. I was so mad.
But you undid it, right?
What?
You were able to undo it?
No, I had to rewrite it, and I rewrote it in Word and copied and pasted it because
Oh my gosh.
it was just, yeah, it was last 2 nights ago.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
The four most relevant ethical principles in this case study are.
Yeah, and then we don't have to rewrite it again, obviously.
No, we'll just stick it there. Okay, let's see. Where was the 3:1:3?
5.3.
Do you agree with that one? Should we write the whole thing out or just write I3?
I don't think so. I think we just put I.3 because we have them already up there. So I think if we do I.3, we could say in regards to culture, or I don't know, or just put, what do you think? Okay. I.3, okay. Probably I.9, don't you think?
What?
Don't you think I.9?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah. I will support diverse family values by acknowledging and examining parenting practices that support healthy family relationships.
I'm going to erase that because I don't know, we're going to have to put that for every single thing.
Yeah,
right?
I don't think so. I think just put I.3, comma, and then I.9, yeah. And then you think I think 2.4 is an important one, don't you? Advocate for children and youth and their best interest at the same time that we work with parents. We're trying to find the best for him, the balance. I don't know. That's just a thought. What do you think?
That sounds good. And then we have to say why.
And then, yeah, okay. And then should we put one more, or do you think just those 3?
Oh, I forgot we had to have 4. Oh, do we have to have 4?
3 or 4. So
Okay.
we can do 3.
It's up to you. I mean.
Oh, I don't.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm looking here. I think they all kind of flow into each other. Maybe I-10.
Yeah, that's the other one I was looking at.
Okay.
Let's go and put it right here.
And then, okay. Well, culture is huge. Culture is huge, huge, huge.
Right.
And
what is your personal opinion without the ethical thing? What's your personal thought on this case study without?
A personal thought is that the little boy should be able to play in the kitchen
if he wants to.
Yeah. And if he was just a little boy coming over and playing with my child and playing, of course, if the dad said he's not allowed to play in the kitchen, even at your house, that's just a tricky thing.
I would be like, you're playing in the kitchen. Like, so bad. Not as a family life educator, but as a parent, I'd be like, you can play with whatever you want.
And that's the balance. That's where they're saying this ethics, because even regardless of how we feel, we have to.
I'm thinking of being in nursery, and we have a little kitchen in there. And how in the world am I supposed to keep one little boy away from it when all these other kids want to play?
Right.
And I think that's where it's if the little boy wants to play there, and obviously he was, because the dad said later on, obviously the little boy came home and said, "Oh, I made this, and this," and he's like, "What? I don't want my boy playing there." But how do you, then you have to go back and go, okay, well then how do I get him? Do we just take the kitchen out for everyone, or? I mean, then we're going to have to deal with that little child. I mean, I guess I'm just reading way more into this case study, but.
No, I know what you're saying. That's what I think they want us to. I think they want us to, because you know what? We're going to, if you're a child or a parent educator, you're probably going to come across things like this. The whole culture thing is probably one of the biggest ones.
And
there's culture.
What? I know we were reading these and I'm like, okay, well, this is the ethical part of it, but what do we actually do? What do we say? Are we going to get into that at all? That's what I wonder.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
Because there was some of that I did reading, and we never found out what happened in that chapter. Like, what happened?
Yeah.
And
all
say?
Yeah, all we're doing here is, well, we can go on and say identification of contradictions. What are some potential actual contradictions or tensions among or between relevant principles? Oh, no, those are principles.
Oh,
brainstorm possible actions by the parent and family educator. Keep in mind. So yeah, we are going to talk about it in.
Okay. I mean, I guess I remember. I mean, I read it. It's just, I'm just thinking, how in the world do we keep the little boy from playing with the toy if that's what he wants to play with?
I personally think that if it's possible, you would just want to completely remove the kitchen part out of it, so that not even an issue. You know what I'm saying?
And what about the other little kids in the class?
Oh yeah, that's true. I don't know.
Because we are. Yeah. Anyway, okay, we'll get back to this. Sorry. Okay, these are the most relevant ethical principles because. Why are these the most relevant?
Because culture.
Yeah.
Yeah. The culture is a strong factor in this case. Oh, did you erase again? Oh no, there it is. Okay.
Click down for some reason.
Yeah, because culture is a strong factor with this case.
Strong. There's another word I thought of.
Variable.
Maybe.
No. I don't know if that's the word. Strong. We can change that word if you want. With families and especially, yeah, in this case study.
Because, I mean, we may not be of a different culture, but we have an LDS culture. And I surely wouldn't want my child to go to someone's house and play tea and they actually drink tea.
You know what? That's a good way of looking at it, Krista.
I mean, I'm thinking that. I'm like, yeah, they can play tea, but we play with water or lemonade. That's our pretend tea at our house, but I wouldn't want my daughter to go to your house and you serve up coffee and tea or something, So I think that there's...
Yeah.
We all have cultures in our family, our culture, and that is important to us, and we don't. Because maybe, I mean, I'm sure that, I don't know, I'm sure, but, maybe it's not an abusive relationship, but just in their culture, the man is the one who talks to people in public, for the family. He's the person that speaks to the family, and he wants his son to grow up, this manly guy, and he's never going to be in the kitchen because I think that's part of their culture. And so, I mean, I understand it. I don't agree with it, but I understand it.
Right, and that's what this whole...
that's what it is.
We have to follow, whether we agree with it or not. We have a certain ethical responsibility to respect.
Well, interesting, because this follows along with what we're learning about in 430 right now, with the teaching and how culture... teachers have to be sensitive. Do you remember reading that little thing? The teacher washed the brown mark off?
Yes.
I was devastated as a teacher to find out that they think I killed their daughter. I was like, how do you even recover from that? But then and so I think culture is huge.
We live right here, in Arizona, and we live literally the reservation, one of the biggest reservations in Arizona is just like 3 miles north of me.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of kids at the schools go to, they have their own school, but there's some kids that go to the public schools here in Mesa. And one of their, especially when they're, depending on the tribe, I think, but like they don't look you in the eye, you know?
Yes.
They've been taught not to, they kind of, and we have one girl that, she was one of my young women, and she does not live, they've chosen not to raise her on the reservation because they didn't like the atmosphere, because there's a lot of
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So she has grown up, she's raised her here in our ward, but she cannot look me in the eye. She cannot. Wow. She's 19 years old now, and she still struggles at looking, it's just I'm very soft-spoken, very soft-spoken.
Well, and I think part of us being these child family educators is, I think if this happened to me, I would probably go home and do some research on Somalia and the culture and the family and find out, okay, is this because they're abusive and he's a psychopath, or is it their culture? Because I don't know anything, and I think that's kind of where we have to, I know a lot of times we jump to conclusions. I think we do as just the society.
Right. We should be writing them down, because that's what we're good.
He's beating them and abusing them, and he won't let them do anything, when in reality, it's really not part of their culture to have boys in the kitchen. It's just not.
Who are we to say that that's wrong?
Right, exactly.
I do think it is wrong, but who are we to say, to tell him? Like you said, who is it? Who is it for somebody to tell us, you know what, I think you're a little going overboard by not letting your child play tea. Tea play.
Right.
Come on, that's not going to hurt you.
Barely any in there. I mean, I could just see a mom saying that to me, and I'd be like, no.
Yeah.
No, not.
Exactly. Okay, so how are we going to...
We're way off topic here.
Relevant other culture is a strong factor with families, and especially in this case study. And let's see, with the others, let's see, culture, okay, that's good, defines.
I think we need just to go a little bit more than just saying it's important, you know what I mean?
Yeah, culture is what defines families, and let's see.
Whoops.
It's important for us as educators to not infringe our own culture or beliefs on others. And as educators, as educators, it is. I'm going to put family is it? Yeah, family.
Go ahead. My keyboard, some of my keys are popping off, and so I have to push them.
Not infringe.
It's my N. It's my N.
You got it.
Giving me an issue. To not infringe our beliefs
on others.
Yeah. We're good. Okay.
Yeah. Also 1.9, I will support diverse family values. That kind of goes right along with.
Okay.
So I would say culture and value. Culture, let's do this. Culture and family value. Yeah. You got it?
Family values or values? Okay.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I'll stop. Culture and values are,
I don't know what I did. There we go.
Are what defines family's unique qualities. Important as family educators to not infringe our beliefs on others. Also, and then what was the other? The other one was 2.4.
We're going to include family members, because this is, what kind of a class is this? It's an early education.
It's an early childhood family education.
Okay. So it's they're the parents. I mean,
That's right.
We're just encouraging them and helping them. We're not. I don't know, how do you word that?
Also, it's important to include
overstep our.
That's right. Overstep our bounds.
Yeah.
So it's important to include family members. So it's, oh, sorry. It's,
Yeah.
okay, you got it? Okay.
Now go ahead. Keep talking.
It is important to include family members because they are the true educators of their children,
Good.
right?
Yes, I love it. You're getting it.
Awesome. Okay.
And I have to leave in about 15, 20 minutes to go get my kids.
What time are we? No, go. That's fine. Do you mind if I just keep working on it?
No, I don't have to leave for like 15 minutes. I just want to let you know.
Okay. Okay. Let's see if we can do this. Okay.
Okay, and then what was the next one? 4. 2, 4. Advocating best interests. Well, that's our job, isn't it? Is that we're still trying to teach the parents. So, I mean, that's kind of what it is that that's the whole reason why we're educators, is we're trying to educate parents and family members at what's best for their children.
Right. So how are we going to word that? Let's see. Let's see. Sorry, my clock.
No, you're fine.
My best interest at the same time. Yeah. I think 2.4 kind of sums up that even though we're working with the family members, that we're still there for this child as well.
Well, it's in an early childhood classroom.
Right. We're still there to educate, to assist in the education. To assist in the education.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Of the child. Yeah, we're still there to assist in the education of the child and what is in the best interest of all, right? Because that's what 2.4 says, is the child and best interest at the same time that we work with the parents and other family members, yeah. So, and what is in his best interest. Yeah, I like it. Let's just leave that. That's good.
Okay, so that takes care of that, right?
Step 3. I think the second one will be easier because we're starting to kind of get the swing of it here, I think. Step 3, identification of contradictions, tensions. What are some potential actual contradictions or tensions among or between? Well, I personally think identification. There we go.
It's my I. Or N. Okay.
I think there's definitely a contradiction between their culture and what is in the best interest of the child. What do you think? The principles, you know, that the tension between the culture, respecting culture.
Yeah, I think sometimes it is respecting. Yes, exactly. Or not in this case, but it could be in the case of health or education or community resources or environment that's respectful of children. That right there is hard. How do you have this environment? He wants to play in the kitchen. That's respectful of him and sensitive to their development and their needs, but the parents don't want him to play in there.
Right. So there's the tension. The tension is respecting culture while still meeting the needs of the child.
Well, and also, wasn't the mom there?
The mom is there, but when he steps in...
Why didn't mom stop the behavior?
You know what? I read that again, and she steps back. She doesn't stop it, but she steps back. If you, it says here...
Limited English.
During
She
the
quietly
very last line of
evolved.
the first paragraph, during parent-child time, mom steps back when her son enters the kitchen area. Almost
Yeah,
kind of like she knows he's not supposed to be there, but
he enjoys it so much she doesn't
yeah,
want to step on his.
yeah, his development. And I think also because in her culture, she is also very the
Probably
submissive one.
not allowed to discipline him as much, maybe. I don't
Oh, I
know.
don't know. Maybe so.
I don't know
She's
either.
definitely the submissive one for sure.
Okay. One potential contradiction or tension. What do we want to put there?
I would call it tension. I would say probably tension. Um, between the principals
Oh,
is,
was to
is
um,
to respect their culture, right? To
um,
respect culture and the beliefs.
yeah, is to respect cultural beliefs and differences.
Yeah. While still advocating for the child. You
Aiding
know what I mean?
a
Yeah.
child's, what is it, development? Is that how it's written?
Yeah.
Development.
Yeah.
That by still respecting.
Well,
The child's
respecting or
maybe that's not right.
well, the thing says, I will advocate for children and youth and their best interests.
Oh, and then I was looking at the other one. Sorry.
Oh, you're
I
fine.
will provide environments that are respectful of children. Okay, I was reading the wrong one. Hello.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, it was probably one of the other ones we had chosen. Just yeah.
I went down one. Okay. While still advocating
For the what's in the best interest of the child.
is this good?
Yeah, that looks good. For the child's best interest. Yeah, that looks good.
Interests or interest?
Okay.
Is it supposed to be
Uh,
with an S or without an S?
it can be, I think, S, because there's probably more.
Okay, so we need to add an S up here then. Okay.
Got it? Okay.
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 So do we need to explain that?
No, I think we got it. Don't you?
Well, I don't know if we need to explain the specific scenario. Like, well, we're trying to let the boy play in the thing, but then his parents don't want him to. So
We could put that.
I just didn't know if we were supposed
For example, we could put, for example,
to.
well, in this case, how about in this case study, or in the case of this, I'm overthinking it.
Oh, okay. So this is interesting. So I went back to the optional reading,
Uh-huh.
and one of my questions was, how Americanized does the family want to be? That's what my thought was. I'm like, if you want to be in America, you might want to know that men do work in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
It says, are they here permanently or just for a year or two? These were just some things that came up when they were talking about it. Could we leave it to the mother to restrict the child? Well, if you don't want him in the kitchen, then you're going to need, that's part of your parenting education, is that we'll teach you how to, move him on to something else.
You're right. You're right. Because it's not our job to stop that child from entering the kitchen.
This was my question. Is the housekeeping area important and a cultural value for other families? That was my thought.
Right. And it is.
Because for our value, for my value, yes, I want my children to learn there's a kitchen and that boys cook and girls cook. And then it says, what other dramatic play areas could there be? So should we add a couple more that maybe we don't have that maybe he would be interested in?
Well, and there could also be potential problems with anything that's girl, gender, that's associated with gender that they might have an issue with. But you're right. I think we have to, there's this respect for their culture, and then at the same time, is the dad open to?
Well, and it says down. This is so good. This is so what was in my mind. The staff struggled with the concept and boundaries of cultural respect. Mm-hmm. Should families from other cultures adapt to American culture and respect the housekeeping area as an important part of the American preschool environment and curriculum? That's my idea. If American children were attending a Japanese school, would we expect them to remove their shoes out of respect for their culture?
Yes.
It was noticed that at a U.S. military child care centers, the sand table often contained tanks, planes, and army guys. This type of play is culturally relevant, yet when asked, most of the staff members involved in this discussion would not enroll their child in a program that had a gun corner or a learning center that included gun. Well, I surely wouldn't want a gun corner. I mean, it's kind of a little bit much, but
yeah.
But it says cultural values embedded in the environment activities of preschool became apparent in the discussion. So I think that was part of my issue. Okay.
So can we write this down somewhere?
I don't know.
But I think
how much do they think they're going to live here and they're still going to be Somalian and they're just going to learn English?
Right.
And they're going to learn all about the other things, because once that child hits mainstream school, they're going to be open up to, oh my goodness, so much. And then I'm really concerned about these other families.
We need to write this in step 3. We need to put instead because you're explaining it so well.
Sorry.
There's concerns. No, are you kidding me? I'm saying it's awesome.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? You should talk, and I'll type what you're saying because you're expressing it really well.
I don't want to be rude to people that come to our country, but I think sometimes we overdo it with letting them not have to learn English. Maybe it's my political view. I don't know, but I think if you're coming to my country and living here, you need to kind of be okay with things that happen around you. And I think part of it is that the mom we should teach her as parent educators to how to, get her child, just like if he was being naughty, to, move to something different. What is that called? Distraction. Yeah. We use distraction. Oh, look at these cars, or let's go color, or whatever it is that, maybe he could do and not. But her being there and letting him in there, and then we stepping in and telling him to get out is not going to work.
Right.
And so
the whole point is, educating
what is our next question?
And possibly, I don't know, possibly the father, but it has to be in a, like you said, how Americanized do they want to be?
Right. Was he going to take him out, or was that the other one?
I don't think so. No, the other one was on the fence with pulling out. We had to be really, really careful with the father because he didn't feel stressed at all.
Okay, that was the other one. Yeah. Okay, so I wasn't sure. Yeah. Okay, and there was no discussion of the housekeeping area at the home visit. So when they came, he didn't, and maybe it's because he didn't know. He didn't know that was part of the preschool program in America.
Then he sent the note later. So that definitely is probably something that could come up in the home visit. That, maybe to explain American culture. Okay, okay, now, and maybe present to him, there's other children, boys, that are playing in this housekeeping area. It's not, so maybe also put it back on him. How would you like us to approach this without isolating your child away from, you know what I'm saying? Kind of letting them be part of the problem solving.
Exactly. I think that is because I think part of their issue is that she obviously is not involved. And so in order to help, she's going to have to be involved during that class time. And it's going to take a long time to get her involved. but it has to if it's going to make it work, because we're not removing the kitchen.
No, I agree. I agree. I totally agree. When I first said that earlier, I was thinking that I wasn't thinking, and I was thinking it was just this little boy playing. But you're right. It's the whole. It's a whole group of kids.
And I think that that is an idea that people would have. Well, let's just remove it, and then we don't have to worry about it. But is that really solving the problem? No, it's just moving the problem outside of the room. And so I think we've got to either teach her how to parent to get her son to be distracted by something else, or we need to teach them a little bit more about American ways.
Yeah, educate them on American culture, and that this is actually,
in every preschool there's going to be a kitchen. There's going to, be those kinds of beings, and so.
So how are we going to word this then? We're going to one potential to do removing the kitchen from the from the play area is not an option. Would not be an option. Could be disrespect. Do you think that should go down in the brainstorm action, in the actions?
Okay, we could do that. Let me just finish writing it out.
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, you're fine. Are you kidding? You're fine.
And I actually have to go. So I will be back.
Do we want to keep this recording, or should we stop it? And
yeah, I mean, it's like a good.
We can always send her a couple of links. We can send her 2 links.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna throw this under step. Whoops, 5, and I'll just throw it under there.
Okay. And do you want me to keep working on it, or do you want me to wait? Or
whatever we want to do.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm just gonna run over there. I'm gonna stop by my mom's on the way home and grab the posters she printed for me for my workshop, and then I'll be back.
We could actually work. Now, do you have to work in your daughter's room tomorrow in the morning?
I can, or I cannot. It doesn't matter.
No, you do whatever you do. I'm thinking.
And I can
do. Want to.
Let's see, Juliana. How long do you think our meeting with Wendy and Mary Beth are going to be?
Probably not very long. We're just going to talk. We're just going to go over.
So we can do it after. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Everyone but Julie. Oh, my husband will be home tonight because he doesn't have scouts. So he'll be home to help with the kids. So when you want to meet at, is 6:30 good, or do you have something going on?
Let me get my kids off to Mutual. They go at 7. Yeah. So we get them out the door.
Yeah.
And then we can.
Is that good?
Will that work?
Are you sure that's okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Totally.
My husband will be, because I was worried about having Oliver and Julie, and she's usually pretty good with him, but that's a lot for her when I'm trying to do this. So.
Okay.
So
we'll see.